If your Valentine's Day plan is 10% off for 24 hours, we need to talk. Let's do it. Because brands that build real loyalty don't depend on holiday promotions. They actually use moments like this to deepen their connection, and it goes far beyond sending emojis or short thank you notes or we love you notes. And so I'm going to give you 7 powerful ways to show your audience and your customers that you really appreciate the fact that they've been sticking around with you all this while. So let's get started. I want you to start off or consider sending a thoughtful note. Now, I know it's very easy for us to type it up into GPT or to find a generic greeting card, something that you'd find in a store, and put it in an email. But this is a moment where you can take things a bit farther and deepen that connection. So make sure it's something that really applies to your business and really speaks from your heart. Without your audience, your business would not exist. Let's be very honest about that. They've been purchasing your items, your experiences, your events, your products, and they've been telling people about you, which means more business, more clientele, a larger audience. And so it's really important that you take a moment to express how grateful you are for them being in your corner. It's hard to get an audience. So once you have it, you definitely don't want to take them for granted. I want you to consider a surprise bonus or an upgrade. Now, everyone expects a sale. It's just typical, right? Anytime you hear of a holiday, you're going to hear of a sale, you're going to hear of a discount, but a surprise is something that you often don't hear of because obviously it's a surprise. People expect the sales, people don't expect a surprise. And so you can surprise them with something amazing, but make sure that it aligns with your brand and it's something that helps them get farther down your customer journey. Don't just choose a random thing, a stuffed animal, a pen. I mean, no shade to those gifts, but you definitely want to let your audience know that you were actually thinking of them and you wanted them to grow and reach their destination or their desired outcome in an easier fashion, a faster fashion, whatever the outcome may be. So consider that surprise because it's going to tell your audience that you see them, you value them. And I don't want to throw the L word out there, but honestly, you do love them because they're on your side, they're in your corner, they're your tribe. So consider a surprise or an upgrade. Consider a client-only Valentine's Day freebie. So this is something that you don't publicize to, your Instagram or your other social platforms. This is solely for the people who have subscribed to your list or people who have purchased from you already. You can either send them an exclusive course that you created just for Valentine's Day. Maybe it's a downloadable resource. Honestly, the options are limitless. Anything that you can create, or maybe it's something that you already have that maybe you haven't pushed out, you can give it to them exclusively just because they are on your list. And so consider sending out that client only freebie that the rest of the general public doesn't get a chance to partake in. And then once they've received their gift, you can go out and brag about it on your social platforms and say, hey, everyone who was on my list actually got a very cool freebie, a very cool course, a very cool gift. And if you still want some dibs on this, go ahead and join my list. Or if you want to give them a slight heads up, if it's not so much of a surprise, you can say maybe a day before, a few hours before you send it out, you can post something on social media and say, hey, I'm going to send my clients a very special gift. If you want in on that gift, go ahead and subscribe within the next hour so that you could get a hold of it too. If not, they've lost their chance. It's only for the people who are on your list. Spotlight your clients. I mean, I know we often spotlight clients in order to show other people how we've helped them and use them as social proof for the thing that we provide. And in this manner, we can actually use it with their permission, of course, to show how awesome they are, to show what they've accomplished, and not in a way where we're directly looking for a return. Just show them some appreciation, especially if you work with business owners. There's nothing wrong with shouting them out and letting other people know that they also have businesses that they can patronize, learn from, and grow from. And so take a moment to spotlight your clients, again, with their permission, of course, and show them that love that although they're patronizing your business, you also want to show them some support because support is free. You could simply check in on your clients. I mean, have you ever had an experience where a family member calls you up? They haven't called you up in a long time, and you pick up the phone and you feel like, what's wrong? What do you need? Because you never call me? Hopefully, that's not the case with your clients, but a simple check in goes a long way as long as it's honest and heartfelt. Again, we're not doing generic messages or GPT or any of that. Actually, ask them how they're doing and what they're up to, especially if you've had a more personal relationship with them, if you've worked with them one on one. The information you know about them is going to differ from someone who you haven't actually had a personal interaction with. So, especially for those people who do coaching or one-on-one calls, you definitely get an opportunity to learn more about your clients, maybe their families, what their dreams are. So send them a heartfelt check-in message, note, email, and ask them how they're doing on all of the fronts that you know about them. I think they would really appreciate that and know that you're actually paying attention. And that's how you build a deepened relationship by showing people that you care about the things that matter to them. You can give a value-based gift. So, if you've done proper brand strategy and if you're following us, you've been learning how to do exactly that. If you've been doing that, you know what your brand values are. And if your brand values are aligned with a specific organization or a group that you normally give to or you support, something you can do is give a donation and include your clients' names in it or say it's from your organization and clients as a whole. For example, if you have a brand where you take in or you rescue animals, you can go ahead and give a value-based donation to an animal shelter or I don't know too much about animals. So it can be another place that rescues animals so that you guys can further the work that you guys are doing together and say, hey, from my business and my clients to yours, we wanted to give you this donation. And then you can send your clients an email and say, hey, with all that we were able to accomplish this year, some of what you spent on us was sent to this organization, and again, because it's based on your values, it would align with hopefully some of their values as well. And that would be a great gift. That's not direct to the consumer, but an overall make the world better type of a gift. And that's love. And so that would be a great thing to consider as well. You can offer your client a perk or a discount, a credit of some sort, which is typically what you would do on any other holiday, but you can make this one special because it's Valentine's Day. So if you know that they constantly come back to you for more advice, more coaching, more products, you can send them a specific credit based on what they like to order from you or what they like to experience from you and help them save some money there. And that will always be appreciated, especially if you know they're coming back for that thing. And even if they're not coming back for it, it can also prompt them to purchase something from you as well. All in all, Valentine's Day is not just about being cute. It's about being intentional and forming a connection with your audience because your audience matters and you want them to know that. So instead of throwing out, random discounts or things that they often expect, you can go a mile above and do something different that they wouldn't really expect from you. And that's a moment, again, for you to deepen the connection with your audience. Building a brand is really about building a relationship. And so take every opportunity possible to deepen that relationship with your audience, and they will always thank you for it by continuing to keep you in business. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. But before then, I want you to go ahead and join my free community called Personify My Brand. And I want you to go ahead and take my free Brand Vitals Assessment, which is going to help you stop guessing about which part of your brand to work out. So it's going to show you the 9 vital areas that help your brand stay in good health. And once you figure that out, you'll have a clearer roadmap of what to work on first instead of throwing mud at the wall and figuring out what's going to stick. So go ahead and join by visiting personifymybrand.com/group, and I'll see you in there. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day and a beautiful weekend. Bye.